What's going on, friends? It's Colin, and I was messing around while demonstrating a chord in my last video. And if you didn't see that video, a link will be down below. And I was just talking about this E minor 9 chord that I use a lot. I'll put a link up there so you can check it out, and just the chord form. And I was doing like a 1-4-5. And I noodled around, which is this E minor 9, and from the A minor, I slid up, and I did that little idea, and I figured I'd maybe take that and develop it a bit, and over the course of a few videos, just kind of film my creative process as it happens. And so maybe you can get some insight into how I approach writing songs. And it's not the same for every song, although typically I kind of write music first and then I park it for a while and wait for some lyrical inspiration to hit. And so I guess my intent with this series is, over the course of one season, I'll probably call it Season 1, Episode 1, I will... I'll go through and developing, the basic chord progression. Maybe it's a verse-chorus thing. And then, let that flow into rhythm and melody and lyrics and stuff. And hopefully over the course of a series of videos, I write a song. So, if you're interested in seeing that, then keep watching. If you're not interested, then you might want to cut this off right now. Before I get into the video, if you're new to the channel, please, I don't like to do this, but I think all of you appreciate that it just is the nature of the beast now. If you could take a second to give the video a thumbs up if you like it, give it a thumbs down if you don't. I am an equal opportunity feedback receiver. So if you don't dig it, let me know what I can do better. I know that I don't have the best quality camera right now, and that's something that I'm working on. But I got to get some momentum happening here first. So I do have another camera angle here that'll hopefully demonstrate a little bit better what I'm doing with both my hands on the guitar. So we'll cut to that when the time comes. So let's develop this idea. And what I was doing was basically playing around, like this interval is a sixth in the context of A minor. And you can basically walk your way up. So that's just second fret on the D string, not playing the G string, and the first fret on the B string. And you can move that up. You can slide that up 2 frets. And then you can go to the 5th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the B string. And you can slide that up again. Shoot, okay. Music theory fail. So we're 2-1, 4-3, 5-5, 7-7, and then we slide up to 9-8, and then 10-10, 12-12. So anyway, I just slid up from the A minor, which I like, so I figured I'd build that into kind of like a hook, if you will, a riff. I don't even know what the difference between a hook and a riff and a lick is, and it doesn't really matter, I guess. But yeah, I want to elaborate on that idea. So we started on this E minor 9 chord. Try and actually play that correctly. And again, I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to frig around and sort this out, and I'll try and do my best to talk through it. So I don't like leaving the A in the bass. So basically I'm just playing with my right hand, thumb, I'm droning on the A and just plucking. I'm basically plucking with my index and my ring finger the D string and the B string, and then just kind of slapping down to give it some bounce. So right, so I don't want to leave that A there. I could go 1, 4, 5, which would be like an E minor, A minor, B minor, because that would just be like a B minor 7 up here, which would just be 7 on the E string, on the 6th string, and 7 on the D, 7 on the B. But that sounds predictable to me. So, that's also part of the D major. Be like a D major add 11. I like that. I like these types of chords where you're leaving the G string open, and so I'm just fretting from the A string up to the B string. It would be 5, 7, open 7, and you'd play a C like that. It would just be 3, 5, open 5, and then the E minor version of that would be 7, 9, open 8. Anyway, I'm not going to use that because my E minor is down here. But I like that D chord. So it would be... So that sounds... I like that. It's a little awkward shifting from there. Okay, no, that's not bad. So usually I'd fret the A minor 7 with these two fingers, with my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D and my index on the 1st fret of the B string. And if I slide up there, then I have to shift my hand completely, and I'm going to be playing the 7th fret notes with my ring and my pinky and my index on the D, which is the 5th fret of the A string. So this is going to be, so I want to slide up like this with my ring in my middle. That'll take some practice because that's not how I instinctively would fret that. So this A minor chord. So I got to prepare mentally for this slide. All right, so let's take it from the top and see where we're at. So E minor, A minor 7, D at 11. I like that, and it like the rhythm seems to just be kind of coming naturally. Cool. I'm digging that. So let's have a sip of water. Again, this is meant to be unedited streaming of my creative process, so it's actually soda water. Soda stream for the win. Also, you may be wondering why I'm rocking a trucker hat, and shout out to Spencer Burton. I got this from his merch table at a festival not long ago. He's one of my favorite songwriters, so anyway, check him out if you haven't heard of Spencer Burton. So I don't want to just have this sit here because I'm playing it for 2 bars. So I want to put a bit of motion in that chord. Like I can hammer on that note. That sounds nice. Yep. So I can probably leave that string open as well. So there's a couple of things that I can kind of do to add a bit of motion there. So why don't I try, and then I'll refret the whole, like hammer on and off the 3rd fret of the E string, the 1st string with my pinky. So that's going to give me a bit of motion. Maybe I can pop that off too. My pinky finger from the 4th fret to open on the D string, because that D is actually the minor 7 of an E minor. And listen, if I'm kind of working real quick in my head here. So if you have any questions, hit me up below. I'll answer all of them to the best of my ability, or point you in the direction of resources to help out figure out what I'm doing. Yeah, and I'm not going to talk about all the chords in this key and why they work. Maybe we'll do that in a future video, but we're working in the key of E minor here, and which is tonally the same, I guess, as the key of G major. Maybe I said that already. I lose my train of thought, so you have to forgive me. Anyway, so I want to add some motion here. I like that. I like that there. Let's try and play it one more time clean. I am digging that. So I don't know what format this song will take, because I have no lyrics, right? I have no ideas, but it's that would make for a good kind of a verse or a chorus or something. But it seems, yeah, I'd make a good verse. Okay, so we got to go somewhere from there. I don't know how I'm doing. I've never tried to do this before and just kind of go from scratch, so bear with me. So I don't like to just have a 3-4 chord repeating song over and over and over, and that's the whole thing. I like to go somewhere with it. So, okay, we are going to talk a bit of chord theory. So let's talk about the chords that work in the key of E minor or G major. So let's start with G, because anyway, it's just a little easier for me to grasp that way. So the chords would be G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, and then this F sharp diminished. So I'm not gonna throw the diminished chord in there. I'm no jazz guy. So I have E minor, G major, A minor, B minor, C, and D. And we've hit on the E and the A minor and the D. So let's try something around a C, because that's going to shift the mood a little bit. It also is one step down from where we landed there, so it's kind of like a... I like that. I like that. So I can play that as a C major 7. I could play it here, but that doesn't make sense because I'm coming from here. So that makes some sense. So that would be from the A string, 3rd fret, D string, 5th fret, open G string, 5th fret of the B. Or I could take my middle finger and put it down on the 4th fret of the G string and make this a C major 7. And, maybe I could do both. I like that. That gives it a bit of movement. I like it when chords are pretty and they have a bit of movement to them, so you can kind of hear like little melodies going on throughout the chord, even when you're statically on a C major, Okay, so let's take that from into the chorus. I feel like it doesn't 2, 3, 4. I feel like it doesn't hang on the D. And that was an E minor, so C, D, E minor, which that sounds too predictable. And it doesn't catch my ear, so it's not going to catch yours. I'm right here. Let's go to the A minor. Well, I like that. I like that better. That's an A minor 7 chord, and basically, you're basically barring across the entire 5th fret to play this chord, and you just don't play the A string. So you play 5th fret on the E, on the D, on the G, B, E. And I usually fret it by barring the thinnest 4 strings, 4, 3, 2, and 1, with my index finger, and I wrap around with my thumb and I fret the E string, which some will debate as to the properness of that technique, but that's how I do it a lot of times. You can also bar it all with your ring finger and come over with your middle finger to grab the 5th fret of the E string. But I just find that with my thumb fretting the E string, that gives me leverage too to kind of shake the chord a little bit, which I like to do with minor 7 chords. So it just kind of gives it a bit of shimmer, and I like that. So that's how we're going to fret this. Where were we? So C, a C at 11. No, that's not. That's not an at 11. And I'm just feeling it go up to the B. It just feels like it should ascend back from the A to the B to the C. So let's try that. And then the chorus would start over on the C, but rather than just hang, so now I'm playing it just as this E-shaped bar chord up on the 8th fret of the root on the E string. But I again will not where it's a C, I can let that hot first string, the E string, ring, so it doesn't completely kind of change the sound of the song with that C ringing out. It just kind of stays with the same sonic aesthetic, if that is a thing, that I was going for. So yeah, I'll just fret it like this, and we can like do some things to move it, you know, just by hammering on the pinky finger into the 10th fret of the B string. Oops, that was the G string. So, okay, so our chorus was kind of going like. Then I'll change it, like I'll change the way I'm gripping the C chord back down to here. Let's go back into the verse to see how that sounds. I don't like that. I don't like going from the C to the E. Okay, so we're not gonna. So when we're gonna turn it around back into the verse, I don't want that C there. So. could go to the E. That seems to make sense, but then I'm going back to the E, so I don't like that. Yeah. Okay, so let's do a turnaround by taking the B minor 7 and the, oh, that doesn't sound right though. But go from a minor chord to a major chord, still in B. So go from B minor 7 to B major, and then we'll turn it around and see how that works. So first time. I like that. I like that a lot better. So we're getting places. We're getting places with this. So why don't I, for this video today, we've kind of come up with a little, you know, a chord progression that has a bit of a hook in it. And it's just an E minor, A minor, D, really. And, you know, if I played it like this. On the cowboy chords, you've heard it a million times, I'm sure. But that's kind of where, you know, chord voicings and chord substitutions come in handy to freshen things up, because I don't think there's such thing as an original chord progression anymore. I mean, if you came up with like a, you know, used a random number generator to stick a bunch of chords together, you might be able to come up with something that hasn't been played before, and it probably also sounds like shit. So there's that. Right on. So I think we're going to call it a video for now. Verse and chorus, I need to kind of put some thinking time in, and you watching me just sit here like this and stuff probably isn't going to be so entertaining, but hopefully you guys like me sharing this process. I know it's not going to be for everyone whatsoever, but you know, I appreciate you watching if any of you have made it this far. And I know that I've kind of changed gears on the type of content that this channel is about. So if you know any friends that might like what I'm doing, and I'd really appreciate it if you share it with them. You know, I do want to try and build this thing up a little bit. And if you have any people that you don't like, that you think would really dislike what I'm doing, share it with them and let them think that there's something in here that they really need to pay close attention to in order to get it. And if you make them feel kind of incompetent, then they might watch this video over and over, which will help me. And also, you know, you'll be able to pull one over on somebody that you're trying to maybe stick it to a little bit. How's that sound? Sounds ridiculous, but, you know. All right, I'm going to riff out on this. I'm going to play through it a few times until I get it right. And we're going to sign off, guys. Cheers. Actually, my Amazon shipment that was supposed to contain my lapel microphone to make a music vlog, or sorry, a motor vlog, hasn't arrived yet. It was supposed to be here today. I ordered something else on the weekend that got here. So I don't know if it's coming later and the poor truck driver is going to have to come back, or if it went out. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not going to bore you guys with, well, I've probably bored you guys enough. So let's just try and play through these chords a few times. I'll get it right at least once or twice, and that'll be it for today, guys. Cheers. We'll talk soon, and I'll see if I can't really feel it. So I got to get that. This is kind of awkward. I'm not going to lie. So you got to really be precise with your technique on these chords. And I like to kind of grab hold of the guitar neck, and I'm not very accurate. You kind of have to get the thumb behind and get the fingers nice and arched so that all the strings ring. And I'm failing at doing that. So let's try that again. Have a great day, guys.